Welcome to Community America Ballpark. I am Matt Fulks, Director of Media Relations, along with a legend around here at the ballpark, Dirty Al Gallagher, the first manager of the T-Bones, and really a guy who helped get this organization started. He was manager up in Duluth and then was part of the move down here to Kansas City. And Al, first off, 10th anniversary. It's hard to believe it's been 10 years now for this club here in Kansas City.
Yeah, it's amazing. 10 years goes by fast.
Yeah. When you think back to, and we talked about this a little bit off the air, but or before we started recording this, when you think back to just that move from Duluth down to Kansas City and just that whole process, was that something you were looking forward to as a manager and getting down here to the Kansas City market?
Absolutely. I was part of the Durham Bulls in 1980, and starting a new franchise is an exciting thing. We came down here wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, and everything that we had hoped for came true.
Well, and we're gonna get back to the Durham Bulls here in a minute because there are a couple maybe interesting questions with that. But what went into just the process of building this team, and not just the team on the field, but the organization and just all that you guys, and speaking of you and Adam Ellert, who is president of the club, but just all that you guys went into and what you were looking for as you built this franchise?
Well, we were looking to make it a family-orientated business, and we started a reading program with kids to get them out to the ballpark. Their parents, when they came here, got a lot of excitement. And Community America Ballpark is probably the most fan-friendly stadium I have ever seen. You can walk around, you can see things where you're walking. You don't have to sit in your seat. I mean, it's just everything's great about it.
Now, as far as the now, as far as the team on the field, what went into that from you as far as what you wanted and what you knew about how the stadium was going to be built, and how did that whole process come together?
Well, it took a couple years to get the kind of team that fits in this stadium. You need. We got a guy named Eddie Pearson and Ray Brown and guys that fit in this stadium, and that's what you got to do. You got to get a team that fits in this stadium.
Well, and as you guys are here tonight, Jonathan Kreis is going to be here later on. Ray Brown is here, and watching you and Ray Brown talk, I mean, it's obvious that you still have some great memories of Ray, and Ray remembered, getting in some arguments here and there with you, but there's still a bond there, it looks like.
Well, absolutely. You have a job to do when you're the boss, and I can't be friends as the boss.
Right.
But I respect Ray. Ray was a great player. He was a great player, and Ray gave everything he had every time he was on the ball field. Jonathan Kreis was another kid that came and pitched his heart out. We got guys like that here. And because of our stadium and our crowds and everything, we were able to attract the best. And we had great teams. Didn't always win, but we had great teams.
Well, and you mentioned the crowds, and that's one thing that I've heard a lot about, that there wasn't a huge support up in Duluth and down here just from the get-go. It's been a great crowd year after year after year for 10 years now.
Well, we did a lot of work in that aspect. 10 years ago, I was quite a character. And so we went around to every place we could. And, Adam went around every place. And Chris Brown was in a different capacity than he is now. He's now a big shot. But we all went around and supported the things. We got great support. Guys like George Brett and he helped us a little bit with people, and different people in the area helped us. And Bill Beaver, and Bill's passed on now, but was a very good friend of mine and gave me a lot of advice on how to do things.
As you think back to the 10 years of the T-Bones here, but just your time here with the T-Bones, what are a couple things that pop into your mind immediately? When Chris Brown called you and said, hey, we want you to come to Kansas City here for this little celebration we're going to be having in middle of July, as you hung up the phone and you're thinking about your time with the T-Bones, what are a couple things that popped into your head?
Well, let's put it this way. The Giants wanted me to come last summer for an infielders reunion, and I didn't go. It's pretty special to me. The two of the places in my managerial career that are special to me are Durham and Kansas City T-Bones.
Very cool. And a great segue, by the way, back to Durham, because I had not really heard this story. A couple different stories. If you're a fan of the movie Bull Durham, which I am, and I've actually had a chance to see that stadium and the new one in Durham, and like you said, I mean, it's a fun place to see a game. But the movie Bull Durham, Chris Brown claims that the manager in that is loosely based on you.
Well, that's what they say. I don't think I was that crazy, but yeah, I said a few of those things that were there, and the movie was based on our team and in a historical Durham Bull team that was there in the 50s. That particular character that Costner played, I think, was there in the 50s or the 60s.
Well, and then if I get this story right, your picture is on the wall in the movie in the manager's office?
Yeah, in fact, I was asked to be in the movie, but I was teaching school at the time, and I couldn't get back there and spend the amount of time that they wanted. They had some players. In fact, Grady Little, who managed the Boston Red Sox, was first baseman in that movie.
Really? Huh. And that is, as you've talked to people, that is a pretty, just in terms of life in the minor leagues, that's the way it goes sometimes.
Well, yeah, those things pretty accurate. All those things. There was that girl that was hanging around with some of the ball players, and she did change every year. And they gave her a new name, of course. They couldn't give her the old name. And things happen in the ball field in the minor leagues. It's you have to understand that these kids are 20 to 30 years old, and they're still kids. They haven't had to grow up. I mean, there's a lot, and they're still doing the crazy stuff, that you don't expect adults to do. And but that's the fun of the whole thing, because baseball's special, and these guys have been told all their lives they're special, so they get to a pro team, and all of a sudden they think they can still act the way they do, and they do in a lot of cases. But they do good things and fun things, and they are generous with their time for kids and all the other stuff too. So I mean, but they don't always put all those things in because they don't sell movies. Good things don't sell movies, so they sell some of the stuff that one or two of them do.
Well, and I will say this, because there's so many different things we can get into with Al, but you'll be able to, here in the next couple of weeks, check out our website, tbonesbaseball.com, and you can read an article from Chris Sork, a little bit more of a feature article about Al. But before we let you go, we would be remiss if we didn't ask about what you're doing these days, because this is your, 37th, 38th year managing now?
37th.
37th.
Yeah.
Down in Texas somewhere.
Down in Texas. My 47th year in pro ball. And still having fun. I'm managing a team in McAllen, Texas. We're a kind of a travel team. We're not doing too good right now. The first half just got over. But we'll do good in the second half. We got better players. We had to readjust our team from a home run hitting team to a pitching and defense team, because that's what's going to win in our league in the second half.
Well, again, Al, it's great to see you. You look great, and I shared this story off camera that I actually interviewed for a job with the T-Bones 11 years ago, and this is one of the guys who interviewed me and didn't give me the job. So,
right.
But I hold no grudge. So.
Right, I understand that, Matt. Like I told you, that was Adam.
Blame it on the owner. That's fine. But great night here at CommunityAmerica Ballpark with some former T-Bones from the early days. And again, check out our website, tbonesbaseball.com. He is Al Gallagher. I'm Matt Fulks. I'll remember my name at some point. Thanks for watching.